Okay, so now it's good. It says excellent collection, but it's not. Oh, okay. Is it good?
Yeah, so once you hit start streaming, it'll just automatically.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, cool.
All right. So that was. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Please hit that like and subscribe. Today we got some news out of Tesla. They've, right after the Fed rate increases of 75 basis points, I guess Tesla is not feeling any love, so they want to increase theirs as well. So today we're going to go over the price increases of all the different Tesla models. There's like a tracker that I also use, or that I reference to for all the different price increases. What's up, Cheese Dip? What's up, Corgi-san? So we'll go through that. We'll go through all the price increases trackers. Then we'll go through this summary sheet that I found that goes through all the different price increases. We'll go through some Manheim auction values that we can see how much people are selling these cars at auctions, or dealers are selling them to each other. And really, we're going to talk about kind of what's the market going to be for the Teslas in the next maybe 6 to 12 months. A lot of them still have really long wait times, so it's like insane that they're increasing prices even more. But then we'll go through what my plan is for like my Teslas and what I might have on order for the next few. And then of course we'll do a Q&A at the end of it, for if you guys have any questions for buying or anything like that. All right, so let me get situated here. I had some technical difficulties. Let's see if this works. But yeah, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Please hit that like and subscribe. And I also have a buy a coffee link down below in the description if you want to support my drives. I always get like an iced coffee in the morning before I get on my way. But today is definitely an early day. It's like 8:40, so my voice is still a little bit cracked, but let's see if this switches. Okay, perfect. All right, so now I gotta move this text thing. Here's like the schedule that I got. So price changes, Tesla auction values, what my strategy is or what I'm doing. And then of course a buying Q&A at the end for anybody that has questions on buying a Tesla, whether it's financing, ordering, or if you want to connect with my Tesla rep if you don't have an order already in the queue. But yeah, Tesla increased all their prices today. So let's start with the Model S. It's pretty much like anywhere from like 5 to 6K, I think. But starting with the Model S, they increased it, I want to say like $6,000, give or take, which is just absolutely insane. Let me see. Let me pull up my handy dandy. So the Model S for the long range, it's still saying like a November 2022 delivery all the way till next year, February 23. So as you guys have followed the channel, you guys know that I have a Model S long range that I picked up like 2 months ago. I think like, actually, wow, it's been like 3 months. I picked up March 27th and it's already June 16th. So I've had it for 3 months and I've already driven like 2,600 miles. And my initial plan was like keep it for like 6 months, you know, experience it. It is definitely an expensive car because I got it for an old price of 80K, which I made a whole video about how I actually got that older price. But out the door, I paid like 87K with taxes and everything because I had a base price of 80. So now my car seems like a great deal because if I got a base price of 80K, or because I got a base price of 80K, it's now 105. So it's like 25K more than my purchase price on my agreement. So it's insane. But Tesla raised the price, I think $5,000 for the Model S long range to now 105 or 104,990, which is just absolutely insane. And then a Plaid, I don't think the Plaid changed as much. The Plaid didn't change at all, actually. It looks like it's just stayed the same at 136. But what's interesting, and people have known this if you've been buying Teslas before, but if you get the Plaid or the Performance or any other higher trim model, Tesla's more inclined to deliver that car to you quicker because they have like a more profit margin. But the Plaid hasn't changed, pricing 136, and you'll actually get it this month. So I bet there's a lot of inventory for the Tesla Plaid. So if you want to check inventory stock for Tesla.com and anything like that. This is a really good site, waiting for Tesla.com. You can click which model you would like. So let's go to Model S. Let's see how many plaids they have in inventory. I bet they have like 30, maybe 20 or 30 because they haven't changed. Wow, 41 Model S's in stock. And I'm pretty sure these are all plaid. Yep, these are all plaid. So that's actually pretty crazy. So that's why they haven't changed the plaid, because no one really wants to buy the plaids. It's definitely more expensive, but you can see there's a plethora of discounts here. 350, 100. I don't think that's enough, especially if you have a car that has 100 or a couple hundred miles. But actually, some of these have really low miles, like 31 miles on the demo plaid, and you get a 350 discount. I mean, if you need a car right away, that's not a bad deal, actually. This one with the base wheels plaid, another 340 discount with 100 miles, San Diego. Okay, so if you need a plaid today, you can pretty much get one. Looks like most of these are California, so they're really pushing for that end of quarter discount and delivery. So if you're in the California area and you're looking for a plaid, or even Colorado, Miami, Florida, another Florida, you can pretty much take delivery today and get that end of quarter slight discount, or just get a brand new one. So this one's interesting. A Model S plaid, red with black interior, priced at $138,000, and has a $750 discount, but it's got over 2,600 miles, which is not a good deal in my opinion. I actually picked up a Model Y Performance with like a 4K discount, but it had like 800 miles on it. So that's probably where that sweet spot is if you're interested in getting a discounted Tesla. Ooh, this one is interesting. Okay, so this is a 2021 Model S Plaid, a $5,000 discount, and it's got 32 miles on it. So this one's, I would be very careful with this one because this is a 2021. Even though it's new, it's still last year's model. So right off the bat, this is going to drop in value probably like 10 to 15K because it is last year's model. But if you're interested in a plaid and you're going to keep it for like 3 to 5 years, this might be a good deal because you get that pretty substantial discount right off the bat. Wow, that's actually really good. If you're keeping it for 3 to 5 years, if you have 3 to 5 years, if you're going to keep it for like a year, I wouldn't get that one. I'd probably just get I wouldn't even get a plaid because plaid is definitely more expensive. But yeah, 41 Model S's plaid, not long range, for sale and available to be taken delivery this quarter or this month. None of these actually have that big of a discount, but definitely a lot of availability here for the Model S. So yeah, definitely some price increases for the Model S. 5K increase, putting it up to $105,000 for the Model S long range. This is probably going to affect the MMR market or the auction value market. It's probably going to take like a month or two, but I was looking up this yesterday. So this is Manheim, which is a database of auction sales for dealer to dealer only. And you can see just a couple days ago on June 13th, a Model S long range went for 104K at 71 miles, 103K with almost 5K miles, and earlier this month 102 with 5 and 1K miles. So the Tesla market is still strong for the Model S, and the new price increases are probably going to reflect in the auction values probably in like a month or two. So this is definitely interesting with the Model S long range. So moving along to the, let's go Model 3 next. We'll just go right in order from the Tesla model website. Model 3, so I've had 3 Teslas so far. I've had the Model 3, the Model Y, and now the Model S. I think by far out of the 3, the Model S is definitely my favorite so far just because of the air suspension. It really makes a difference. But the Model Y was actually really good too in terms of like that compact SUV size. It was a very, very useful with all of our long drives. I did a ton of road trips in that car. San Diego, San Francisco, Las Vegas. Really good size car to fit everybody, including my 2 corgis. But the Model Y the Model 3 base looks like no change, which is actually really interesting. Their cheapest car is still $47,000, which is really good. That entry point, which I think isn't necessarily a good deal compared to some of the other competitors out there, like the Hyundai Ioniq or the Kia EV6. Those cars, it's basically the same price with options, and you get a $7,500 discount right off the bat. So, or sorry, not right off the bat, on your tax credit or tax when you file for your taxes next year. So still a really good discount for that. So if you're looking to offset some of your taxes, basically, I think we did the math. You have to make around 60 or 70K plus just to take full advantage of that $7,500 in federal tax credit for buying a other EV instead of a Model 3. But $47,000 base for Model 3, no change at all. It looks like if you go to the long range, it's now $58K, which is a $2,000 price increase. That's pretty insane, almost like 5% price increase on the vehicle. So definitely getting up there. And the Model 3 performance looks like there hasn't been a change. It's 63K now. It was 63K before, which is kind of insane to go. It's like a, I don't know, 8K price difference from a Model 3 long range to a Model 3 performance. But yeah, let me know, guys, what you got. Let me know what you guys have on order in the chat. Do you have a Model 3 or a Model S? But we're gonna move to a Model, or first let's look at auction values on the Model 3. So let's look at just long range first. So Model 3, I don't think has been as strong as the Model Y. Usually the SUVs are a little bit more in demand. But Model 3 long range, which was like a 56K MSRP. Yeah, you can see the auction values are just absolutely insane still. 64K, 64K, 65K. So you could literally buy one base, drive it for a little bit, pay the taxes on it, and then dump it to the auction or sell it to another dealer that wants to sell it to the auction. Still pretty good. See if we go to the rear wheel drive. The rear wheel drive is probably the most in demand. Yeah, 54K, 55K, 55K. So this one starts at 47. So if you can get that one and then drive for a little bit, you'll still be fine in the money. You can basically drive for free essentially, depending on the taxes where you're at. Cheese dip, I want the Y, but we'll have to wait. Yeah, the Model Y, that's the other thing with these Teslas. If you ordered a Model 3 long range today, it's got a September to December wait time. I think the Model S long range was like later this year till next year. But of course, if you get the performance version, you'll basically be able to take delivery this month. So moving over to waiting for Tesla.com, let's see how many Model 3s are in inventory today. I suspect there's still going to be a good amount, especially performance ones, as they mostly sit. But we got 18 Model 3s in inventory across the country in the United States. And let's see, we got, let's see if we can filter down. Okay, it won't show us. But we got a Model 3 Performance demo with 1,200 miles at a 360 discount. It's okay. Because there's no price increase, I would consider that one if I absolutely needed a car today. Model 3 long range, 1,600 miles with a 460 discount. That's okay too. I mean, that's actually really bad now because they just increased the price by $2,000 and now they're discounting 460. So net, you're still paying $1,500 than you were yesterday for this exact car. But some of these other ones, more Model 3 Performance, another long range. Nothing really sticks out in terms of like actually a good deal. These all kind of seem like okay deals if you needed a Model 3 Performance today. I wouldn't get a long range, or I mean, hopefully you're locked in, but a long range, you might as well just pay that extra couple thousand to get the wheels, the suspension, the lowered suspension, the sportiness, carbon fiber. You can even sell the rims to someone else. Someone will probably pay you net out like $2,000 or $1,000 to $2,000 for swapping rims or something like that. And that's actually what I did with my Model Y Performance. I swapped out the 21s and traded for someone else with the 20s, and they gave me $800 in cash on the trade. And you can find people on your Facebook groups for Teslas. Those are really good resources, especially the local ones. You could find people that are looking to sell parts. Just hopefully don't get scammed, because there's a lot of scammers in those groups as well. But yeah, good inventory for Model 3, which makes sense because they're really trying to just push end of quarter. Probably most of these cars were in dealerships or Tesla dealerships that were being used, and like, we need to sell cars, we need to get our numbers, so get rid of demo inventory right away. All right, so moving towards the next price increase, the fan favorite, we'll go Model Y next and then Model X later. But Model Y, really like this car. I actually had a performance when I owned one. I had a blue with black interior. It was a demo that I was able to secure, but Model Y performance 2K increase. It was 67 now, or 68. Now it's $70,000 for a Model Y performance, which is just absolutely insane in my opinion. I think like a year or two ago, a Model Y performance was like 58 starting price, and now it's increased like $12,000. But we'll go through, I actually have a tracker that goes through all the different price increases throughout the years on different models. We'll go through that for each of the different models. But if you were to order a Model Y performance today, you're going to get it in August to October of this year, which is actually further, about a month or two further than the Model 3 and the Model S performance or Plaid variants. So you're going to wait a little bit for the Model Y performance versus the other ones. But Model Y long range, $66,000. That is a $3,000 price increase from the last price, which was also increased. So now $66,000. I think the Model Y long range was like 53K, like a little bit over a year ago, which so more than a 10K price increase on the Model Y long range. And if you were to order it today, you're unfortunately not gonna get it this year. It's saying a January 2023 to April of 2023, so almost like right under a year out if you were to order a Model Y long range today. You'll probably get it quicker if you're in California or West Coast states, because that's how Tesla operates. They like to ship cars across the country throughout the quarter, and then at the end of the quarter, if they can't make those cars further out, they'll just deliver right then and there to the people on the West Coast. But absolutely insane. Model Y is probably their hottest car, or it is their hottest car, I know that. So if we go to inventory, let's see if there's any in stock. There might be some performances, I suspect, but I don't really. Oh, wow. 3 Model Ys in stock. 1 long range in Carlsbad, makes sense, California. Looks like it's a demo with 1,200 miles at a $410 discount. That's kind of cutting it. If I absolutely need a car today, for whatever reason, I might consider it, but that's not enough discount. I would say a $1,000 discount is the entry point for me. Model Y performance in Carlsbad, surprise, surprise, 745 miles for a $310 discount. Still not enough, I would say, but if this was the exact build you want, like a white with black interior, and you would absolutely want that, then maybe that might be worth it. Okay, so this one is interesting. Model Y long range, black with the 20s, $490 discount and 1,600 miles, but it's a 7-seat Model Y. So 7-seat Model Ys are definitely more rare, and they take a lot longer to get. So let's, for instance, let's go back to Model Y long range, which already has a January 2023 to April of 2023 order date. But if we add 7-seater, which is $3,000, that, oh, okay, so it actually doesn't push the data. I thought it would push it like a few months, but I see it in the forums, I see it on the Facebook groups. People with 7-seaters have been waiting and will be waiting a long time. So this actually might be a really good deal. You still get a discount. It's got some miles on it. It's a demo. You get the nice wheels. But if you're waiting for a 7-seater, this might be the one to go for. Just if you need a car today instead of waiting all the way till next year to have a car. So I would take advantage of this one. It's in Libertyville, Illinois. I would take advantage of this one. Trade in whatever car you have now to take advantage of those high trade rates before used car values really crash. Yeah, this one would be a pretty interesting one to get. Moving towards moving to the auction values though, this is where it gets absolutely insane. So the Model Y long range starts at 65,990, which was 66K. So hypothetically, you can get one for 66K base with taxes. And if you were to just buy it and then flip it, 74K, 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 you could even drive 5,000 miles and you'll still get 73K, which is absolutely insane. So you can buy a Tesla, experience the ownership, really test it out, drive it for a good 4,000 to 5,000 miles, which is most people, that's like a 6-month hold, and then sell it to a dealer or an auction and still be pretty good and without losing too much money. But yeah, this is Dallas, so California, Fort Lauderdale, pretty much all over the country, and you're still going to get good auction values for buying and selling your Tesla. But yeah, Model Y price increases, $3K for the long range and $2K for the Model Y performance. Definitely a really good car, and I can understand why they would increase the price on this Model Y, because there's just huge demand for the Model Y versus the other models. Even the Model X, it probably has more demand. The Model Y probably has more demand than the Model X. So yeah, we're going to do a Q&A at the end of the session where you can ask your Tesla questions or Tesla buying tips. Then we're going to go, of course, now to the Monster Model X long range and Model X Plaid. So this car, definitely huge demand for it. It looks like if you were to get a model or try and order a Model X today, you're not going to get until March of 2023 or June of 2023. Which is basically a year from now. And then if you're getting a Model X Plaid, you'll get it this year. So that's really interesting. So they're really trying to push out these long ranges and just try and deliver Model X Plaids because, of course, there's more profit margin. But the Model X Plaid, $139,000, no price change. Actually, wait, no, let's see. Yeah, no price change, still $139,000, which is a ton of money for an SUV. And then the Model X long range, $121,000. This had a price increase, $6,000 up to $121,000. Yeah, you're not going to get it until next year. So I would say if you're on the fence, I would just lock it in just to be on the safe side if you really want a Model X and if you can afford one. But definitely a very expensive car. But moving towards the auction values, this is where it absolutely gets insane. A ton of money for these cars. But Model X Plaid, $139,000 if you were to buy it. This is a lot tighter though, because if you pay taxes and fees, you're basically break even right off the gate. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend. It's too much of a risk at this point. But the Model X Plaids, the Model X in general, are huge demands, especially if you live in markets like LA or big cities where a lot of people want SUVs. So definitely worth trying to drive it, but be very careful with holding it too long. Model X long range, there's a little bit more wiggle room. If you were to purchase one at 121 taxes fees, you'll probably be about 130, and auction values are a little bit higher than that. It looks like 132, 136. But you can see some of them are getting really close as well. So be very careful with this one. Maybe drive it for a couple hundred miles and then sell it right after that. But huge demand still for Teslas. I can understand why they would want to increase prices for all of them and long wait times. But let's see if there's any inventory available. There might be. Now that I'm thinking about it, there might be some Model X. Oh, doesn't look. Nope. So 0 Model X inventory across the country. So still huge demand. It looks like they're delivering each and every one of them that they get. When I picked up my Model S like 3 months ago, there was like 8 Model X's at the Buena Park Tesla Delivery Center. So huge demand for the Model X's, and they probably have a lot of backlog in terms of how many they need to deliver. But yeah, moving towards, this is a spreadsheet that I have. This is a spreadsheet that I have where it tracks all the different price increases for Tesla models. So you can go through going back for the Model S all the way back to 2018 when the Model S, the previous gen, was like $96,000. It dropped all the way down to like $79,000, and then now it's back up to $105,000, which is I don't even know, what is that, 30% increase from 80 to 105. So if you've bought, or if you're lucky enough to get a 80K Model S, you're pretty much in decent shape right now. Moving to a Model 3, this one goes really crazy, because back when it was first released, it was like 50K just for the long range. Then they introduced the short range at like 38K, but now it's up to 57, 50, 46 for the short range, 58 and 63. So this is a cool tractor to see. Kind of look back in retrospect to see if you're paying more than what it used to be, but you can also see what some earlier owners have paid for their cars to try and predict what values might be at. Model Y, of course, shorter time frame. You can see that the short range was a short stint. So if you have a short range long Model Y, you're very, very lucky. They're a very rare car. But most of them are the long range all-wheel drive and the performance. The performance, yeah, started at 60K, went down to 59. So basically 60K, and then now it is $10,000 more. The Model Y long range started at $51,000. That's insane. Imagine if you bought a Model Y long range for 51K. You could literally drive that for like 5 years and you'll be fine. Like, it's never going to drop down to 51K for a long time. And now it's $66,000. So basically from 51 all the way up to 66. That's a crazy price increase for the Model Y. But I'll put this spreadsheet in the chat if you want to take a look for yourself. And of course, now we're moving to the Model X, which is just absolutely crazy high numbers for the Model X. Yeah, I don't even want to go through this because it's just big money for the Model X, and really crazy numbers if you want to buy a Model X long range or a Model X Plaid. Yeah, so here's a summary that I found. Pretty much June 15th price increases for all the different models, just literally overnight. If I had to order a car today, I don't know if I would be comfortable to buy a Model Y long range or performance. Model 3 seems to be like a pretty decent value for the base one because there's no change. But I would really, if I had to buy a car today, I would try and get that Model Y with the 7-seater with that slight discount, because that's actually a decent deal and you're not going to lose too much money within a year or two. So this one down here with the 7-seat, $500 discount. If you have to pick it up in Libertyville, Illinois, so they're not going to ship this car to you, so you would have to go out there and just buy the car and then drive it to wherever you're going to go back. But if I didn't have a Tesla today, that's what I would do, because some of these other price increases, I just could not stomach it. I just could not stomach buying a car that you're just basically overpaying. But if you are in the future and you think you want to buy a Tesla in like maybe a year or two, I would probably place an order, just because Tesla likes to increase prices over and over again. So if you lost out, I would still lock in an order today. It only costs you $250 and it's not refundable. But if the price changes and go down, you can always just put in another one or ask them to maybe adjust it. I don't know. But in terms of what I'm doing, I have a Model S long range. I'm pretty much in the money, but I've owned it for 3 months now and I've put 2,200 miles. I'm most likely going to sell it before the end of the year, probably when I hit that like 5,000 mile mark, just to cash out on it. And then I actually have a Model Y performance order in the queue at the 64K price. So I'm probably going to take delivery of that. I wasn't going to for a good while because it didn't really make sense. And I also have a Model X long range in the queue at like 105. That one is definitely a very expensive car, but I don't want to be in it too long. But I've always wanted the Model X, so I might still try and take delivery of it. Depending if I'm going to definitely keep an eye on the Manheim auctions or the dealer auctions over the next few months to see if they start to match the new price increases, because that's the coolest thing with buying a Tesla. Tesla increases prices, so the value of your Tesla kind of keeps going up as long as Tesla keeps increasing prices. But it's a super interesting time that they've increased prices because there was that headline where Elon says he's very scared of a recession and he wants to lay off 10% of his workforce. And then it was actually confirmed that 10% of the workforce was laid off through LinkedIn posts of people saying that they got laid off. So I would feel pretty shitty if I was a Tesla employee, got laid off, and then now I see Tesla price increases. So definitely a weird time for them to increase prices, especially after the Fed rate hike yesterday. But yeah, super interesting. But my plan is to probably now take delivery of the Model Y Performance or the Model X that I have and kind of wait it out to see which one makes sense to drive for a little bit and then sell without being unscathed and without being banned either. But I drive my cars. I don't flip them. I drive them for a good 4,000 to 5,000 miles, get good, because I drive a lot, probably like 2,000 miles a month. So I get good use out of them, and I don't want to lose a lot or pay that yearly registration California taxes every single year, it's going to be about I imagine this upcoming one for the Model S is going to be about like $1,000, which is excessive in my opinion. But yeah, let's see, cheese dip. We're moving to the Q&A now. So if you have any questions on Tesla buying, financing, Tesla buying tips or anything like that, I'll be happy to answer them for you. But yeah, price increases across the board. I'll leave this screen up while we go to the chat. Cheese dip, any luck on pricing drop anytime soon? I don't think there's going to be a pricing drop unless they start to see people canceling the orders. But cars, I feel like, are a little bit different. So of course, assets like stocks have recently gone down because of the uncertainty and recession. We're probably going to see effect of that in the car market. But the thing with the car market is it's a more, people buy cars a lot more frequently because they quote unquote need a car. So we might see a little bit dip in terms of people actually taking delivery and canceling orders, but it takes a lot longer to produce cars. So car OEMs haven't been able to produce a lot of inventory back quicker, where it's opposite to Target. Target is having an issue right now with having too much inventory, so they're starting to clear and slash prices. But products like clothing and stuff like that maybe are a lot quicker than a car to produce. So that's probably why they have too much inventory. So they have to start clearing it before the next wave of the next inventory delivery start to happen. But in terms of pricing drop, I wouldn't see a pricing drop until maybe December. Typically November to December are huge car months for the rest of the OEMs like BMW, Mercedes. They sell a lot of cars in November, December because they just want to close out that year, so to speak. So I really don't see a price drop until January, February. Those are the two worst months of the car market. So you could wait it out, but I mean, then you're going to push out your terms of when you're going to take delivery. So now if you order a Model Y long range, which would be my recommendation to get because it's the most versatile car, I would say, in terms of daily driving and road trips. But if you were to get a Model Y long range, you're going to be January to April of next year. But if you wait till January of next year, that's probably going to be March, June, July, August. So I would just go ahead and lock in a rate if you can spare the $250 just to lock in your price. But yeah, just lock it in, and that way you're protected from more price increases. And if it goes down, then you could ask them, I think hopefully just to adjust your price. But huge price increases. Yeah. Cheese dip. I'm thinking of selling my Model 3 long range for a Model Y, or should I wait since interest rates are going up? It's a tough one. How long have you had your Model 3 long range? I guess that's my first question. Do you drive your cars for a year or two, or even do you keep them 3 to 5? I would definitely, if you're looking not to lose a ton of money, and if you're close to that Illinois 7-seater Model Y with the black interior and the induction wheels, I would try and go for this one, to be honest. Sell your Model 3 to a dealer somewhere to try and get someone that's like a private dealer, or maybe even Car Buyer USA or Carvana. See which one gives you the most value. and then just try and get this one. Like, even if you don't need the 7 seats, this car is going to hold value a lot more and better than the other Model Y performances, just because, or even the Model Y long range, because it's just more rare. So yeah, if you've driven 11K miles so far, that might be the point where you might want to think about selling it. Also, another factor is tires. Tires on the Model 3 only last about like 20 to 30K. So you might want to sell it before you get close to the point where you have to replace tires, so that way you don't have to spend that $1,000 to $1,500 and save a little bit there. But that would be my recommendation. Try and get this Model Y 7-seater because it's just a good deal. And yeah, interest rates are going to go up. I haven't seen what are the average interest rates. Let's see, average. Let's just go to DCU, which is my recommendation for financing. I have a auto loan there. I've had 2 Teslas financed with DCU. So let's see, 3.74 for 72 months, 2.74 for 65 months. So rates are definitely going up for financing. I think my Model S is financed at a 2.74 for 72 months. So it's gone up a whole percentage point. So this is interesting because yeah, the Model X has just got a lot more expensive if I decide to buy it and finance it at 3.74. That's a lot of interest on that. So that's gonna be a hefty payment, but yeah, this would be my recommendation if you were to buy a Tesla and finance it. DCU has pretty good rates, as well as any other credit union that you're a part of, especially local ones, depending on what your state you're at. That's going to be a good option to finance it, which is usually these rates are by far better than Tesla's. So I would definitely check them out. I have 2 on this Module 3. Tennessee. Okay, so yeah, there's probably a credit union in Tennessee where you could probably reach out to and get a better rate. Yeah, so this is the price tracker. Put it in the chat. Definitely check it out. There's been some price increases across the board for Teslas, as low as 2,000 all the way up to 6K for a Model X. So definitely super crazy. I want to say this is like the 5th or 6th price increase this year alone. So it really goes to show the demand, and maybe they just need more revenue from the sales side, which would be kind of scary for if you're a Tesla investor of Tesla stocks. But to sum it up, here are all the price increases for the Model 3, Model Y, Model X, and Model S. But yeah, thanks for watching this guy stream today. Oh shit, thanks Cheese, $10. Woo, you're amazing. Thanks for keeping us updated. Exactly. This was impromptu. I saw the headline. It's like, oh, I gotta go live today and make a video about this, and I figured I would make it a Q&A session so you guys can ask your questions as well. But here's some good resources. The Tesla price history tracker. If you guys want this screenshot, I guess I could share it as well. I'll put it on my Twitter. MMR, this is, you need a login for this if you're a dealer to see the auction values. But then waitingfortesla.com, you can see inventory across the country for what's in stock to pull the trigger this month. I would say get the 7-seater Model Y with a discount, or maybe try and find a Model 3 base or something like that. And then if you're looking to finance, DCU, great lender. I've had 2 Teslas finance with them. They do a lot of Teslas, so they know the process of third-party financing with Tesla. But 3.74 for 72 months and 2.74 for 65 months. So higher rates than normal. I think at the lowest this was like 1.25 for DCU, but yeah, I mean, still good, still good. But yeah, thanks for watching the stream, guys. Please hit that like and subscribe. Thank you to Cheese for all the questions, and of course the support of the $10 dono. There also is a buy a coffee link down below in the description. You can support my drives for the coffee. I'll post all these resources, or some of them, on my chat and I guess my Twitter. That'll be good too. But yeah, thanks for watching the stream, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.